Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, called The Jedi. And, yeah, pretty big episode this week, given that we got Ahsoka. Ooh. So that was kind of fun, and, to discuss this episode with me is, Star Wars fan and Family B. That's all it is, yeah. You there, family? Oh, yeah, he is.
Oh, sorry.
I gotta say hi. Why not be shy?
What's up?
Nah. Yeah, so for an episode recap, it was a big one. So we first start off with Ahsoka, of all people, so that was really cool. And we see her that she's fighting this, some soldiers of this local village that kind of terrorizes its citizens, you know, nothing new there, imprisons them and such. So then we switch to Mandalorian, and he makes his way to the planet. He enters the city trying to find Ahsoka, and he meets up with the magistrate, the ruler of the city, pretty much. And the magistrate sends him on a bounty to go kill Ahsoka in exchange for a Beskar spear. So he goes out into the woods, and he finds Ahsoka. They have a little quick duel, and it clicks for the Mandalorian that this is the Jedi I'm looking for. So after that, they discuss Baby Yoda. And we finally get a name for Baby Yoda. His name is, I keep saying it wrong, but it's Grogu, right? Yeah, Grogu.
Yes.
Kind of a funny name. I'll keep calling him Baby Yoda just for easiness, because that's what I like to call him.
Yeah.
So they discuss if they're going to train Baby Yoda or not, and there's a few moments like there that are pretty cool, but Ahsoka doesn't want to train him because Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian have formed an attachment, and, you know, attachments lead to fear and suffering, all that. And given her experience with Anakin, it makes sense. So the Mandalorian's a little upset because, you know, he wants to get Baby Yoda into a good place. And there's a cool moment where Baby Yoda uses the Force on that little ball handle lever thing from the cockpit, so that was kind of cute. So Mandalorian and Ahsoka strike a deal. If the Mandalorian helps Ahsoka to free the village, she'll train Baby Yoda. So they get into the village, there's a few cool fight scenes and such. So at the climax, Ahsoka's fighting the magistrate of the village, and somehow the magistrate goes toe for toe with Ahsoka. But eventually Ahsoka disarms the lady, and Ahsoka asks where Grand Admiral Thrawn is, because I guess Thrawn is the leader, or the master of that lady, so that was a pretty big name drop. So eventually they leave the city, and Ahsoka still doesn't want to train Baby Yoda, but she defers the Mandalorian to Tython, where there's like a Jedi beacon there, and if they bring Baby Yoda there, hopefully a Jedi will sense it and want to train Baby Yoda. So yeah, that's how the episode ends. Again, it was pretty big, a lot more plot points than in past episodes. So yeah, I think the thing I was looking forward to the most was how they were going to handle live action Ahsoka. You know, given that it's just a little more challenging to do live action when you use an animated character than bringing animated characters into live action. So yeah, I'm still not sure about it. There's a few things I kind of have little gripes about, but I thought it was overall pretty good. How do you guys feel about it? Live action Ahsoka.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I think we knew that going in. But, honestly, it was pretty good. The only problem I think I had overall was her fighting style. And I feel like that's just part of transferring from the animation to, live action, because you can't recreate all of her flips and acrobatics perfectly.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it, but
yeah, you see elements of it, but not to the degree that we saw in like season 7 of the Clone Wars. But like honestly, it was still very enjoyable to watch. So.
Yeah, it's still pretty good production quality for a TV show. So no complaints when you take it into that regard. How about you, Star Wars? How about live action Ahsoka?
Yeah, so I think some of the scenes worked. Some of the others didn't look so great. there's like some contrast, like I think with like her makeup and the sort of headdress, you know, the head tails, like thing. In dark light looks fine, you know, like the dark light kind of hides it. But you contrast that with like her white lightsabers, and when the white lightsabers get like, close up to her face, you know, you can kind of see like kind of like the imperfections and the sort of the head tails.
Yeah, there were some like
the
creases.
makeup like also gets like really bright. Yeah, it's it just contrasts like with the darkness around her. It just I think that contrast doesn't really work that well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's still, you know, definitely mixed feelings on it. There's also one discrepancy with, like the length of like those head tails, which is very weird.
Right.
Yeah, they were.
Like, Rebels, yeah. In Rebels, it's supposed to kind of come down to like their stomach, but like in this version, you know, like this is taking place after Rebels, so like either you would think it would be the same or longer, but it just comes down to like their shoulders a little bit. So
Yeah, and her the things that come out of her head, like the top ones, they were flatter. Like they kind of recessed back into behind her instead of like going straight up. Even in like season 7 of Clone Wars, so I don't know. Maybe they could say like, if Togruta does get older, that happens or something. But Ahsoka's not that old. I think by my estimation, she's like 27. So yeah, I think if my math is correct. Yeah, so Ahsoka, I think from the way the episode concluded, this is going to be the only episode with her. They kind of seem to leave her on the planet. Mandalorian is back to the main focus. So I'm kind of glad that happens, because I thought there was times when Ahsoka kind of stole the spotlight. And I definitely would like to have the focus be the Mandalorian, so yeah, I think this is the only episode with Ahsoka, whether you like that or not, but yeah.
I mean, I think that makes sense with the story. I feel that we're not watching the Ahsoka Tano show, even though it would be cool to see Ahsoka just like an Ahsoka show. This is the Mandalorian, and I think having her completely made sense with the story, and I think moving on makes just as much sense as having her in the show in the first place. Right. So I feel like I would rather see people like Boba Fett and those earlier name drops in the season be kind of concluded rather than see Ahsoka in more of the episodes. So
yeah, she got more screen time than Bo-Katan for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So this was the most used character that was already pre-established, and I think they did pretty good. Good mix. And yeah, I really do hope we can get more Boba Fett, because I'd love to see Tamara Morrison.
Right.
I'd like to miss Jango Fett, but we just didn't get enough in episode 2, so yeah, that'd be great to see him back again.
Hopefully the show can keep its kind of like focus. Because, you know, we mentioned earlier, like in a few episodes ago, like the writers and, you know, the director like wanted the show like, to be kind of like on the scale of Game of Thrones, like a bunch of characters and such. But when you start just like name dropping all these characters, cameos or whatever, it's like you expect them to, you know, sort of like be wrapped up or like, you know, like make a return appearance or whatever. But you know, like we were saying earlier, Boba Fett, you know, like, you think he's gonna come back. I don't think he's gonna come back.
I hope he does. With only 3 episodes, though, who knows?
Yeah, but it's just, you know, they shouldn't reveal too much, and I'm a little bit concerned because, like, if you look at the trailer, like, all the shots in the trailer are actually just from the first 4 episodes.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That could mean that they still have some big reveals to come in these last few episodes. And I just hope it can sort of, you know, keep its focus and wrap everything up nicely, rather than just leaving a bunch of these open loose ends. And, you know, there's obviously going to be a season 3, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like I would hate to have to just wait that long to have season 3 come and try to like finish stuff up that was, you know, started in, you know, season 2 or maybe even season 1. I don't know if there's any loose ends from season 1.
Yeah, kind of going into that. Yeah, they've been name dropping a lot of stuff, and the main focus of the show is still Baby Yoda and finding a place for him in the galaxy, and how the Mandalorian's gonna do that. But yeah, we still have Moff Gideon. And also, we got the name drop of Thrawn, and I think it can be assumed that Gideon's working for Thrawn. I mean, in Legends, the Empire was more splintered with warlords doing their own thing, but I mean, I think it makes sense that Thrawn's going to be controlling Gideon to an extent. So, I don't think we're getting Thrawn in Mandalorian. I mean, that would be really big. I mean, just the fact that we got his name was pretty large, too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we still have to see what Gideon's gonna do.
I feel like it'll be tied into Baby Yoda's new quest with like the Jedi beacon,
Yeah, pretty
sorts.
much.
So like, I feel like we established that Gideon is most likely Force obsessed because he was doing this stuff with Baby Yoda to try and, I think, harness his power or something. So sending out a beacon to any remaining Jedi is probably going to trigger his little senses of, ooh, Jedi. And we also have him tracking Mando's ship.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's true. I kind of forgot about that. Right.
Yeah, so him
ignored that this
going to
episode.
the planet of the Jedi is probably also going to interest him.
Yeah, he might not like sense the Force call, but yeah, he'll definitely know where they are.
I just meant like senses like, ooh, this is what I've been waiting for, like kind of like
Yeah,
that.
like opportune moment type. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
yeah. Maybe he'll beat Mandalorian to the punch or something. Get on the planet first. Kind of like Vader and Bespin.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Moff Gideon will prepare a grand feast table. And he's gonna walk in, he's gonna start shooting exactly like Han, beat for beat, and then freaking Boba Fett's gonna walk out of the corner with all of his armor already on.
Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
How do you get it from Boba or Mandalorian though? Oh, that'd be hilarious. Yeah. Oh, that could be funny. Oh man. Okay. So, yeah, another thing, I still think Baby Yoda's named Grogu. It's a little funky, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if official Star Wars Disney keeps using it. What else? Yeah, another thought I had with Ahsoka was, the reason she didn't want to train Baby Yoda was because they had an attachment with Mandalorian, so, you know, kind of like with Anakin, losing his attachments led to fear and suffering and all that. And I kind of think Ahsoka would be above that, you know? She was able to recognize the failures of the Jedi, or at least I thought she did. So, like, not just not allowing emotions, but also accepting them and dealing with them in a healthy way, unlike the prequel Jedi. So, I guess with the Anakin, though, and that on her mind, it makes sense why she didn't want to train Yoda, or Baby Yoda, but, yeah. Maybe they'll be able to use the connection positively, like in Legends, and how the Jedi did there, but... Yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I think those are my thoughts for this episode. Kind of a big one. Do you guys have anything else?
Wait, did we talk about Ron?
A little bit. Do you have any other thing? Yeah.
The theory of Mace Windu.
Oh, sure.
All that too.
Yes. I don't think this will come true, but there have been thoughts going around that the Jedi that Baby Yoda will contact will be Mace Windu, because he was never confirmed dead. So honestly, I think it's a little bit far-fetched, but I mean, it's certainly a possibility. But I really don't think they'll tie it that much more into previous Star Wars. I don't even think they'll go as far as to say like Luke heard it or something like that, because this is around the time where Luke's training the new Order of Jedi.
Before
So
it
I
blows
don't
up in
think,
his face, yeah.
yeah, I don't think that they'll even do that. So I feel like it'll just be maybe a small name Jedi or something, someone we haven't seen, because I think that would be cool to kind of add in. But yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Luke, because he's the biggest Jedi in this era. I think he's bigger than Ahsoka, that's still left. But
Right.
if they connected it to Luke, that would be a big sequel tie-in, whether you liked it or not, because like you said, he'd be training the Jedi, and that was a big plot point for the sequels. So I don't know about that, because I'd like Mandalorian to not tie into the sequel too much.
Yeah, that feels like a lot of strings attached. Just a little bit much to handle, because we've seen Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, now a name drop of Thrawn, some legend drops like the Jedi planet they're going to.
Yeah.
It just feels like a lot more, definitely way more strings in the first season.
Yeah,
So
I
I
just
feel
hope.
like they should try and conserve their energy just a little bit.
Yeah, I just hope that they don't get too excited with all these tie-ins and trip over themselves, you know? Because if that's the main goal for this the season, instead of like a good plot and a good story, then it might be a
Right.
failure. So far, it's going well. I think the
Yes.
fan service has done well, so hopefully they can tie it up in these last 3 episodes.
Yeah, and I think that's what they did in season 1. They kind of brought all the characters we've seen in like bits and pieces all back together in like the same. Was it like a kind of a 2-part thing for the last 2 episodes?
I thought it was 3 episodes,
So-
but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
something like
there was
that.
a final arc.
Yes.
Yeah, so
So
far in this season we haven't had arcs, you know. I've been. I mean, I guess you could tie them in, like with the Gecko lady story thing, but that was pretty minor,
Yeah, the
you know.
first one, the first 2 episodes of the first season, I believe, were connected because it ended when he found Baby Yoda in the first place. So I feel like I don't know, maybe the last 3 episodes altogether, this like quest will lead into all the other bits and pieces that we're just missing right now.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm
Hopefully they'll be
excited
able
for
to
the
wrap that up well.
possibilities.
Did we talk about the Thrawn and Ezra Bridger thing?
Yeah, what about that?
Yeah. So going back to Thrawn, why sort of Ahsoka is like trying to like so obsessed with finding Grand Admiral Thrawn, is that I've read something online that like he could be holding Ezra Bridger prisoner. So at the end of Rebels, Ezra like infiltrates like this dreadnought or not, Star Destroyer over in the fall, right? The hyperdrive overloads and the ship disappears in the unknown regions, right? And so like one of like the very final shots is Sabine Wren and Ahsoka setting out to like look for Ezra, right? There's also like there's like some sort of debate on like when that scene actually kind of takes place. Like, if is it like immediately after Rebels ends, or is it like actually after Return of the Jedi? Or I don't know. The thing is, like, there's debate about that, but still, that could be why Ahsoka wants to find Thrawn, so that she can rescue Ezra.
Yeah, maybe she was focused on Ezra and didn't want to deal with Baby Yoda, so just kind of got rid of the pair without having to do, without getting involved, you know.
Right.
Like, maybe that's why she was on the planet in the first place. And Mandalorian just happened to come along. So yeah, any last thoughts for the Jedi this week's episode?
I think that's about it, honestly.
Alright then, yeah, so thank you for watching this week's episode review, kind of a big one. I think you seem to keep getting bigger and bigger, so yeah, we'll be doing next week's as always, and yeah, thank you for watching, and see you later.